It is wonderful to be here with you all this morning. Okay. Good morning. Hi, April. Nice to see you. Let me make sure that we're all good here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yay. Got it all coordinated. So I just, hello, Shelley. It's nice to see you here this morning. I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you that have been doing the peace meditation from last week. I don't know if it's had a personal impact on you. It certainly has on me. It has helped me enormously. Like, surprisingly, it's funny. Every time Mother gives me a little bit of service to do, I'm astonished at how much I benefit from it. But I don't really go into it with that motivation so much anymore. Sort of like, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this? I just trust that the service is what I need to be doing. And but I have to say, I'm always just so in awe of the benefits that it brings. So thank you all. I think that I can feel the benefits here in the US, and I can feel the benefits from around the world, because I know that we are not the only community doing peace meditations and holding light for the globe and working diligently to help everyone smooth out their experience, not just with this particular election, but with events that are going on around the world. So the fact that we were able to join our vibration, our light, our love, our peace with so many others around the world was just an extraordinary experience. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's, yes, I agree, Barbara. I agree. Good evening, Christine. Good afternoon, good morning, good middle of the night, whatever it is for you. Oh, I'm so glad you feel that way, Deborah. I certainly have too. I'm loving it. So I'm going to keep doing it. It's a great way to start my morning. A few times I've done it in the day, but my favorite is first thing in the morning. It just sets the tone for the whole day, and I love that. So, okay, here we go. Let's get started. Hello, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day. wherever you are in the world. I'm so glad that you were able to be here with me. And all those that are watching now and will watch this later. I want to thank you deeply for your service this past week. I know that because many of you are so sensitive and so gifted that you have been able to feel the peace meditation, its effect on your own energy and its effect on the energy of your community and the world at large. Every time you are willing to step forward to serve, when you serve from that love of just for the sake of service, you are serving. When that happens in your life, your burdens are lifted, the chaos within quiets, clarity comes more easily. You become more connected to those around you. You become more aware of being a part of the one. Your life is filled with greater ease. You can feel the grace flowing through your life. All because you choose a simple action, whether it's my peace meditation, whether it is helping someone directly. No matter how you are called to serve, when you answer that call, your life is better than you could ever imagine. Does it eliminate pain? No, it does not. But it gives you all that you need within that pain to be yourself, to feel whatever you need to feel, and not to hang on to it, to not turn that pain into suffering. This is what ongoing service does for your life. And here is the great news, beloved ones. Your life does not have to look a certain way before you can do service. You do not have to achieve a certain level of spiritual wonder that your mind tells you you have to achieve. You can be feeling depressed, anxious. You can feel that at this moment your life is in conflict, or it just feels like a big mess. And you can choose service. And when you choose wisely, not because you think that doing service will make others love you or respect you or like you, or you will get back what the mind tells you you want and you should have and you deserve. But no, when you serve simply to be of service, it frees you from the bondage of self. It frees you from the bondage of all that thought and chatter and feeling as though you have to fix your depression. You have to fix the mess. You have to come up with everything right now. When you serve for the love of service, you get to put all that on hold and step out of your self-centered fears and focus on something other than the churning thoughts, the questions, the fears, the anxieties. Fear that is unproductive. Anxiety that is unhealthy. Questions that you may not really want to know the answers to, but you keep pushing yourself to chew on those questions over and over and over again. But I'm laying at your feet the rainbows that alleviate so many of these struggles. And when you serve from love, for the joy of service, you don't get to neglect yourself. Because that's not how service really works. When you serve from love, even when you are sad or depressed or lost, that service actually highlights the best way to take care of yourself. That what you get back from that service is all that you need to support your life in a way that is healthy and loving. You don't get to ignore your own needs when you are in service. Service tells you you must fulfill your own needs in order to be able to serve. So when you start serving from love on a daily basis, even if you don't know exactly what you should do, but you come to the day committed to service. When you bring yourself, when you step into service, even that which is unknown, all of a sudden, your life starts to line up in an extraordinary way. The people, the resources, all that you need to serve shows up, because you cannot truly serve if you neglect your own mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. So the path of service is the path of spirituality, of deep communion with the divine. And I don't just mean the divine in the sense of something like myself, Mother Mary, or Yeshua, or Buddha, or Lakshmi. But I'm talking about that source of all things. That divine presence that is inherent in love, in all its many faces, in light, that white light of creation. That is the gateway that service opens up, throws wide open, so that you are a conduit, a vessel for that divine love, that divine light, that creative force that can change so much. It's so easy to think, the mind will tell you that it should be the other way around. You should be able to think your way out of your depression, think your way out of your anxiety, think your way out of your mess or your fears or your frustrations or the relationships that aren't going well. The mind says you have to spend a lot of time thinking about this, contemplating this, worrying about this, going over this again and again and again. And you can continue to believe that for as long as you wish, beloved ones. You have free will. You can choose that belief. Or you can take a chance on service. You can take a chance that if you step out of all that, right, that's going round and round in your mind on any given day, at any given time, if you step out of that, you get out of yourself in that sense. And you say, you know what, just for today, I'm going to make myself wholly available to serve. I have no idea what that's going to look like, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But I'm going to make myself wholly available. Wholly both with the WH and just H, right? Because service is holy. It opens you to the holy, sacred spirit of life. So what if you were to just try it, beloved ones? Each day you said, I'm going to make myself available to serve Mother, Father, whatever service you ask of me, I will do it to the best of my ability, because I'm going to take a chance and trust that you will provide for me not only the resources I need to carry out that service that you are asking of me, but that you will also in the process take care of my fears, my anxiety, my relationships, my worries, my money, my self-centered absorption. So that in the moment, if there's something I need to look at, to take care of, it will be obvious. Ooh, here's the solution to that particular problem I spent a year worrying about, but then once I started doing daily service, that solution just showed right up. What do you know? What do you know? I have said this before and I will say it again. It is complicated or difficult for the mind to wrap itself around the concept that if you are deeply willing to serve us in the divine, we will literally take care of everything else. Now, I know that way of life isn't for everyone, but for those of you that have been feeling it, and you suspect that you are one of those people that could thrive living the way I am describing, take a chance, beloved ones. You have very little to lose. Because if it turns out not to work the way I'm describing that it works, all those fears and problems and worries and anxiety, they'll be waiting for you. But if you choose to take that chance and think, maybe this could be a path for me, I promise you, you will be astonished at how quickly things in your life resolve themselves. It will still require effort on your part, but you can simply wait for the resources to show up while you keep serving, consciously serving every day, being open and available to serve as you are directed and guided to serve. This is the key to happiness as a human being, because this puts you in direct, constant, daily co-creation with the divine. And so you still have your wonderful human life, your human body, your human brain, your human emotions. But you recognize for you personally that your life seems to go better, or you suspect that your life could go better if you were in full co-creation with the divine. And I'm telling you, this is how you do it. It is not complicated. It can be scary, because if all those fears don't have your constant attention, what might happen? Something might slip through the cracks. And for those of you that are trauma survivors and have a high level of hyper focus, hyper vigilance, hyper awareness when it comes to your relationships and your life, this may not be an easy transition. So doing something like the peace meditation every day is a fantastic way to start. It eases you into service, and it's a low enough risk that you can start to still have all your fears and your attention on your fears, but for just that 10 to 15 minutes, you are in service. And the energy of that will start to change the energy of your life, the energy of your fears and how you attend to them. And it will start to open up possibilities for other ways to serve, other opportunities to be of service, both in the moment and long-term projects or endeavors in which you involve yourself. So start with something small that feels doable. Not too scary, but feels good. You like it, it feels good. Then commit to that. Commit to that service every day. And go in with eyes wide open. This is an experiment. I'm trying something new. Mother said that if I do this and make service for the love of service, not for a different motivation, but for the love of service, if I make that the center of my life, extraordinary things will happen. So I'm going to try it every day. Get out of myself and just be open and willing to serve and see what happens. And be careful, because when big things happen, particularly hard things, painful things, oftentimes the first reaction is to stop all those things, service, meditation, and focus solely on what's happening. Get involved in what's happening, the fear, the pain, the problem, the issue. And that's all right. Come back and watch this video again for your reminder of why you are doing service, why choose service over the fear, pain cycles that go on in your mind. And I will remind you in little ways the benefits that come with service. Breathe, love, and serve. That is a simple way of life. That can fulfill all your needs, all your dreams, all your heart's desires. This I promise. I love you, and I'm with you always. Namaste. Whew. My goodness. That I needed to hear that this morning. And I just wanted to say that from my own experience, serving Mother all these years, and doing my best to make my life more about service each day, I'll tell you what it does fulfill. It fulfills all my needs. It fulfills all my dreams. It fulfills all my heart's desires. But here's what it doesn't fulfill. It doesn't fulfill my wants, but only in relation to when my needs are fulfilled, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I wanted. So those wants get fulfilled through my needs being fulfilled. But just random wants, service doesn't really fill those. And it also does not fulfill my desires that are not heart-based, that are not heart and soul-based. So yeah, that's been my experience. And I'd love for you, if you feel up to it, chat in the chat what your experience is. Like, what do you notice when you do service? Because that's something I'd love to hear from you. Open, willing, and available to serve every day. Love co-creation, the divine. Yes, so grateful for Mother's influence and unconditional love in my life. Yay, Barbara. So true. So true. And I just wanted to remind everybody before we go that we are going to be back here. Well, Mother is not, but myself and the fabulous, amazing Julia Bondi are going to be here tomorrow evening at 6:30 Pacific time. For those of you that are not on my mailing list, Julia is an extraordinary astrologer, and she's going to give a talk about, so she's a historical astrologer as well as a modern astrologer, meaning that she does the charts for historic events, countries, historical figures. The chart she's done on America, both historically and presently, it is mind-blowing. For me, maybe my mind is blown easily, but I have to say, I heard her speak. It was just extraordinary. So she's going to talk a lot about the end of this age, the age of Capricorn, and all the historical sort of elements that line up with that. And then as we move very soon now, in the next few years, beginning the age of Aquarius, and what that means, like what's the difference between the age we're in right now and that's ending and the new age that's starting, like what are its qualities? So we're going to be here live, streaming on our YouTube channel with Julia Bondi tomorrow, Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So I hope you all can make it. Yeah, me too, Julie. You're so welcome. I was so jazzed when she said yes. I was like, hey, would you consider maybe for my community? And she was like, sure, I'd love to. So, that's, again, this people's willingness to be of service, because I'm not paying her for this. She's doing it for free. It's so kind of her. And I think that kind of service, and not that people can't be of service and get paid for it. I don't mean that. I'm not going to enter into that debate because I don't feel that way. But service is just service. But the feeling and the energy that comes from that reciprocity and that openness and just the willingness to say yes, so awesome. I just love it. Yes, Dolores, that's a great question. If you can't be here tomorrow evening, because I'm live streaming, it over our YouTube channel, it will automatically record and become a video, just like these live streams have been doing. So they will be the class with, or the talk with Julia will be available on my YouTube channel, like, I don't know, 10 minutes after we're done, kind of thing. So yeah, it'll definitely be there. Orion says, service creates fulfillment, peace, and ease of flow in life for me. Oh, that's beautiful, Orion. I agree. That is, yes, those are definitely the qualities that I feel as well. Is teaching, therapy, energy healing, or something else, Mother? Is teaching, therapy, energy healing, or something else, Mother? I'm not sure what you're asking, J.A. I mean, yes, all of those things are being of service for sure, for sure. Yeah, I definitely think so. Um, can you talk a little bit about how to take care of yourself while during service? Sometimes the word service seems to mean putting others ahead of self, but I know that's self-important too. Yes. So here's the way I think about it, Leah. It's not putting others ahead of you, but it's putting yourself equal to. So I know that this is like a super common thing that's out in the world as far as a saying goes, but I think it's pretty spot on. When you're on an airplane and you're traveling with a child or a minor, and the flight attendants always say, place the air mask over your child first, or yourself, excuse me. I'm screwing that up. I'm mixing it up. You put your mask over your own nose and mouth and get your air flowing first before you assist somebody else. So that's the sort of feeling I get from service. If I am not if I don't keep myself healthy, if I don't do what I need to do to take care of myself, my service becomes about getting what I want, or trying to manipulate people, or trying to appear, I don't know, appear like I'm something that, to make other people love me or like me or whatever. And that's when that's when service feels depleting. When I get emotionally exhausted, that's when I know I'm not serving for the sake of service or from love. I'm serving because I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to get mine, and I'm not taking care of myself. So sometimes I'll have to step back and ask, how am I neglecting myself? What aspect of my health am I not attending to? Because I think that service also has a responsibility. We have a responsibility to ourselves. But all service really ever asks me to do is to just take care of myself in the most simple, basic manner. It's not really complicated. I just have to eat well and get enough sleep and exercise in a way that makes me happy, like my hiking, getting out in nature, like that's what really lights me up and makes me happy. So, that's the great part about service is just a year ago, I had been going to the gym every day forever. And I hiked as well, but not every day. And about a year ago, all of a sudden it was like, you cannot go back to the gym. It's stifling. You need to get out. You need to get out in nature. And so now I'm out every day. I walk, I hike every day, and it's made a huge difference. And it has increased my capacity to be of service. So, that's sort of the astonishing kind of things that mother's talking about. I hope that's a very long-winded answer to your question. Yeah, see, JA, I feel like my best self when I'm in service. Well said. That is really well said. That's how I feel. I feel like my best self when I am in service. And so what happens is I don't need to worry about myself. So a lot of my self-centered thoughts and fears are just alleviated. So I'm less likely to spin out on anxiety. I'm less likely to get overwhelmed. I'm less likely to fall into depression. A lot of things that used to plague me on a regular basis really don't anymore. And it's because being of service and being in service on a regular basis every day just alleviates so much of that self focus, and I have enough focus on myself, even I think better focus on myself. It's a healthier focus on myself. So yeah, thank you all so much for coming today. I usually don't talk this much, sorry. But have a fantastic week, And I'll see you, some of you, hopefully here tomorrow night with Julia Bondi. So have a great rest of your day. Mwah, mwah. Love you all. Thank you for coming.